universe never forgets those who dare to play with fire. What they ignited within you will soon consume them from within. Step into your power, chosen one. You have been set apart, marked by a divine hand that others cannot begin to comprehend. Mercy is not a right, it is a gift. Yet some wield cruelty as if it were their birthright, cold, calculated, and relentless. Understand this. Their actions were no accident, no simple misunderstanding. What they unleashed upon you was deliberate, a carefully crafted scheme designed to break your spirit, to shatter you into fragments. And that, dear one, was their fatal mistake. They underestimated your strength. They thought you were an easy target. They were wrong. Let me tell you something. There is immense power in being chosen. A divine protection surrounds you, one that the unworthy will never see coming. You are a force of nature, a storm gathering strength in silence. While they assumed you were weak, you were only growing stronger. They dared to provoke the hurricane, and now they will reap the consequences of their recklessness. Their fate is sealed by their own hands. But before we continue, let us take a moment to honor you, the chosen one. Your presence, your energy, and your extraordinary gifts are the driving force behind this mission. Without you, there would be no voice, no movement. You are the heartbeat of this transformation. If you are ready to rise from the ashes of betrayal, to transform pain into power, and to witness the stunning repercussions of their actions unfold before your eyes, this is your moment. Tap into the energy coursing through you. Embrace the strength that comes from walking a path few can understand. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop the number 88 in the comments if you are ready to claim your seat at the table of divine justice. You endured the storm. Now watch as it rolls over them. Let's move forward together and allow the universe to reveal what happens when they dare to provoke the wrath of the chosen one. Most people claim they've been betrayed. It's almost a cliché. But how many have truly been targeted? How many have been the object of deliberate, calculated cruelty? Not just thoughtless words or careless actions, but intentional malice executed with precision, like the sharpest blade carving into your soul. This was no mistake, no slip-up. It was planned. They conspired against you, plotted your downfall, believing it would be easy. But in their arrogance, they overlooked one crucial detail: the power of the one they sought to destroy. It's like trying to lock a lion in a cage, never realizing the lion holds the key. They wanted you on your knees, crawling in the dirt. Instead, they created something they cannot control, a force more powerful than they ever imagined. They built the cage, yet soon they will realize it is they who are trapped within it. Karma is a mirror, and that mirror has shattered. Every broken piece reflects the destruction they have brought upon themselves. The very hands that struck you down now scramble to extinguish the fire they started. The same ones who mocked your suffering now tremble as the consequences close in around them. Funny, isn't it? They thought you would crumble. They thought they could toy with your destiny. But it is they who will be caught in the whirlwind, paying the price for their arrogance. This isn't just justice. This is poetic revenge. This is the universe declaring, you crossed the line. Now watch as everything comes back to you. And let me tell you, chosen one, this is just the beginning. The curtain is rising, and it is time for them to take the stage. The show they believed was about you is about to turn against them, and they will never see it coming. Are you ready to witness it unfold? You will. And trust me, it will be worth every second. 1. They played with fire. Now watch them burn. This wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a slip-up. It was a plan. Every word, every action, crafted with precision. They didn't just betray you. They plotted your downfall, setting the perfect trap. They knew exactly what they were doing. There was no hesitation, no remorse, just cold calculation. Your trust was their weapon, and they wielded it without a second thought. But here's the irony. The very plan they designed for your destruction is now unraveling them, piece by piece. The fire they lit to consume you has grown beyond their control, turning into an inferno that spares no one, including them. They thought they were the architects of your suffering, the puppeteers pulling the strings. But what they failed to see was that fire, once ignited, does not discriminate. It burns everything in its path, including the ones who foolishly set the blaze. They underestimated the divine protection surrounding you, chosen one. They saw only your vulnerability, not the unseen forces working in your favor. They assumed their cruelty would break you, but instead, it refined you, like gold in the fire. Every flame they fanned only made you stronger, more resilient, more untouchable. And now, they stand in the wreckage of their own making, watching helplessly as their empire of deceit crumbles into ash. The tables have turned. The fire they stoked now engulfs them, and there is no escape. The universe is making an example of them, showing the world what happens when you dare to play with the sacred energy of a chosen one. Their downfall won't be quiet. It will be loud, undeniable, and irreversible. Because justice isn't just about retribution. It's about revelation. It's about exposing the truth for all to see. And trust me, chosen one, the truth is about to shine brighter than ever before. 2. The cold void they created. Now watch them freeze. It wasn't just cruelty. It was emptiness. No hesitation, no guilt, no second thoughts. They didn't just hurt you. They erased their own humanity in the process. To them, you were nothing more than a pawn, a mere obstacle in their game. They inflicted pain with the precision of a machine, moving forward without a flicker of empathy, their hearts as lifeless as stone. But here's the truth. Chosen one. They weren't just heartless, they were soulless. And now, the same void they created is swallowing them whole. The mercy they denied you is slipping away from their grasp. The cold indifference they inflicted upon you is now their reality. An endless winter with no warmth, no light, and no reprieve. They thought they were in control, that their callousness made them powerful. But they failed to realize that cruelty is a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. Their own emptiness is now their tormentor. The same isolation they pushed onto you is now their prison. The silence they left you in. Now it echoes back at them, deafening, inescapable. They wanted you to feel alone, abandoned, discarded. But in doing so, they unknowingly set the stage for their own isolation. Now when they reach out for validation, for comfort, for someone to listen, there will be nothing but an abyss staring back at them. The universe is just. It restores balance in ways they never anticipated. They left you in the cold, but now they stand in a blizzard of their own making, shivering, desperate, and alone. They thought they could freeze you out of existence, but instead, they have become the frozen ones, trapped in the lifeless void they so eagerly created. And here's the best part, chosen one. While they are stuck in the cold, you are walking toward the warmth of divine favor, toward abundance, toward everything they tried to take from you. Because the difference between you and them is simple. You still have a heart, a soul, a purpose. They, on the other hand, have nothing but the frostbitten remnants of their own cruelty. 3. They thought they could break you. Now, watch them break themselves. Their cruelty wasn't random, it was calculated. Every insult, every manipulation, every attempt to undermine you was deliberate. They wanted control, to strip away your confidence, to make you doubt your own strength. They thought if they could shatter your spirit, they could mold you into something smaller, something more manageable, something beneath them. But stolen power never lasts. They built their so-called empire on your pain, blind to the cracks forming beneath them. They mistook your kindness for weakness, your patience for permission. They believed they could take and take without consequence, as if the universe wasn't watching, as if divine justice wasn't already set in motion. They were so focused on controlling you that they lost control of themselves, spiraling deeper into their own darkness, their own destruction. And now, the foundation they stood on is crumbling. Every betrayal, every lie, every smug moment of triumph is circling back like a storm they can't outrun. The illusions they built are shattering, and with them, their carefully crafted facade. They thought you were finished, yet here you are, stronger, wiser, unshaken. Because the real power, it was never in their hands. It's yours. It always was. And now, as their world collapses, they'll finally understand. The only one they truly broke was themselves. While they are left to sift through the ruins of their deception, you are rising, untouched by their destruction, illuminated by the very light they tried to extinguish. 4. They threw stones. Now watch the avalanche fall. They thought they could attack you and walk away untouched, that their cruelty would be forgotten, that their actions would dissolve into nothing. But energy doesn't vanish. It returns. Every lie, every betrayal, every calculated move gained momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger, heavier, unstoppable. What started as whispers of deceit has become a deafening roar of consequences. Their actions didn't just disappear, they multiplied. And now, the very harm they inflicted is crashing back onto them tenfold. This isn't just karma, it's cause and effect. They set it in motion, never realizing they were the ones standing in its path. They thought they could manipulate, deceive, and destroy without consequence. They assumed they were untouchable, that they could throw stones from the safety of their mountain. But what they didn't see was that every stone they cast weakened the ground beneath their own feet. And now, the avalanche is falling. The mountain they thought was their throne is turning into their grave. The universe has its own way of balancing the scales, chosen one. And as they struggle beneath the weight of their own actions, you will stand free, unburdened, unstoppable, and victorious. Because the difference between you and them is simple. While they chose destruction, you chose resilience. And that is why, in the end, you are the one who rises. 5. Intent was their choice. Now consequences are coming. Ignorance can be forgiven. It comes from not knowing. But intent, that's a different story. They knew exactly what they were doing. It wasn't a mistake. It was a decision, a calculated choice to cause harm, made with full awareness of the consequences. And that's why intent is unforgivable. But here's the truth, chosen one. When intent is involved, justice is inevitable. They thought they could hide behind lies, but intent always leaves a trail. It echoes in their actions, in the patterns they can't erase. You can't plant seeds of cruelty and expect nothing to grow. They sealed their fate the moment they acted. Now, the consequences are on their way. Unstoppable, unavoidable. Justice always collects its debt, and this time, there's no escape. 6. Their mirror is cracked. Now they see who they really are. There comes a moment when the truth can't be ignored, when the mirror they've used to hide behind shatters, revealing their true self. For so long, they walked as if they were untouchable, believing their cruelty had no consequence. But nothing stays hidden forever. The cracks in their illusion are widening, and now they're face to face with the reflection they never wanted to see. The villain, not the hero. They thought they could fool everyone, but you, chosen one, saw through them all along. You recognized the cracks before they did. And now, the mask has fallen. The truth is hitting them harder than they ever imagined. While they stand frozen, unable to escape their own reflection, you are moving forward, stronger than ever. They tried to break you, but all they did was build you stronger. Now, they're left alone with the consequences, haunted by the reality they never wanted to face. The cracks in their mirror will only grow, reminding them every time they look of exactly who they really are. 7. Karma doesn't forget. It's coming for them now. They thought they could outrun it, dodge it, or bury it under lies. But karma never forgets, never forgives, and always collects. The spiral they thought they could avoid. It's here. The fire they played with. It's now a raging wildfire. They assumed their cruelty would go unanswered, their betrayals unnoticed. They were wrong. The universe doesn't bend to their arrogance. Karma is the enforcer. The energy they poured into hurting you is now circling back, and there's no escaping it. They set this spiral in motion. Now it's closing in on them. Their lies, their manipulations, their cold disregard. They'll feel every ounce of it return, stronger and faster than they ever imagined. And the best part? They have no one to blame but themselves. The scales are balancing, and karma is making them pay, whether they're ready or not. 8. Your survival exposes their weakness. Now they're the ones broken. They never expected you to rise. They plotted, schemed, and struck with cruelty. But here you stand, stronger than ever. And that chosen one is where their shame begins. They thought they could break you, but instead, your survival has become a mirror reflecting their failure. They thought they were untouchable, but your resilience has exposed their fragility. They wanted to see you fall, but now they're the ones crumbling under the weight of their own actions. Your strength is their undoing, and as they face the consequences of their cruelty, they'll realize they never stood a chance against the power of the chosen one. This is your time. Rise, reclaim, and watch as the universe unfolds its divine justice. The storm they created is now theirs to endure. You are the lion. You hold the key. And their cage, it's closing in. That's it for today. If you learned something from the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can support by hitting the join button. Thank you.